Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Dota 2 News. I'm your host for this, Party P. I say for this, it's going to be me every time. So, we have a few very quick topics to talk about today. Not really much has happened in the Dota 2 universe in the drama side of things. Of course, you know that if there were, I would report it almost immediately. But there's not too much really going on here, just more qualifiers being executed. Summit, once again, taking all of the qualifiers because Valve, as we covered in our last topic, in our last news, are not paying the casters directly this time around. But overall, they're doing a pretty good job of it. They're getting a pretty diverse squad. So Summit definitely taking the reins for this open qualifiers. But like I said, here are a few topics for us to talk about today. Our first topic is going to be, when are we going to receive an update on TI-10? It has been about 2 weeks, I believe, right? Because the 21st was... it's been about 2 weeks and a day. We have yet to receive any significant update on if the international is still going to happen in Sweden or we're going to go somewhere else. Now, for the latter half of today's news episode, we're probably going to talk about possible speculations on where the international could be hosted. But with about 2 weeks in and teams slowly qualifying from the qualifiers, the fact that we have yet to hear anything is mildly disconcerting. But I wouldn't leave it completely out of the hands so far because maybe, just just maybe, Valve's got something up their sleeve. I know that Seattle isn't available because the arena is still being furnished. Don't know if it's done being hard built yet, but I know that it is still being furnished. So let's go ahead and talk about the qualifiers real quick as well. Let's go ahead and see what the qualifiers are thus far. Who cares about EU? We're going to talk about all the other places that qualified and then quickly highlight EU and C. And Summit recently made their announcement as well for the talent that are going to be attending the qualifiers for the Western EU and China qualifiers. Those teams will be host with Shiver and Daniel Offen. Pop Tart and Eosin as the observer. Nox will be the stats. And our commentator list will be Trent, T Governor, PPD, OD Pixel, Fog, Sunzi, Cinderin, Lyrical, Owie, Kips, T Panda, Avo, Seek, and Sheep and Strike. Seek and Strike, and Sheepstick in the Western EU, the normal EU, I'd say, because this is a lot of heavyweight teams that are in this EU qualifier. But remember, only one of them are going to be able to attend the international. For the Chinese region, we have Nat T. Pinion will be the observer. Fluke, Gods, Aris, B Cop, Black, MLP, John X Fire, and Ponlo will be the casters and commentators for the English bracket of that. All the other regions are being handled, I believe, by other zones. It looks like the talent was not yet to be announced for CN here, but I remember that Russia is going to be covered by WePlay for EU. Let's go ahead and go into our current qualifications, though we didn't really talk about like who qualified and where and etc. So for the North American qualifiers is Team Undying. We're going to be going to the international. It'll be Tomato, Brile, Saberlight, Moon Meander, and Dubu who are going to be going to that. I remember casting Tomato a long time ago, and I'm very happy to see him attending an international with a very convincing team. Next in the South American region, it is going to be SG Esports, qualifying with Costabile, 40R, Tavo, Thilacor, and KJ. Remember the squad as well, but they did take out quite a bit of heavyweight teams in this qualifier, that being No Ping Esports, Infamous, Ego Boys, Team Unknown. Couple of names that carry some weight. Now, I can't remember who else. I don't think any of the other teams really had any big names or big orgs behind them. For the Eastern EU, I believe meaning CIS, it's going to be Team Spirit that are going to be making it in from the qualifiers, with being Yataru, Tornanaku, Kalamps, Miroslav, and Miposhka. Fighting up against some of the more higher team names, which the lower division 7th, which is no techies, B8, which is Dendy, Team Empire, Windstrike, and Hellraisers being very strong team names, but Team Spirit, at the end of the day, will make it into the DPC. from the qualification period. And then the Southeast Asia will be Fnatic. Very convincing. I watched the finals actually between TNC and Fnatic. Surprisingly, still at the end of the day, though, TNC are going to be sitting at 5-2 or 5-7-2 points, which I think that means they actually are still in the international itself. I have yet to check everyone who's actually in TI, but these qualifiers do give you a little bit of points. I think it's like 10, depending on like what position you were in. But they won up against the TNC Predator squad of Gabby, Armel, Bach, Tims, and Boomy. Fnatic are going to the international with Raven, Schwan, Death, Jabs, and DJ. But in this whole entire area, once again, like Southeast Asia was also a very hard fought area because you had Execration, you had Boom, Omega, Team SMG. I've definitely casted them before. Little Gun, Galaxy Racer, 496, and Signa Ultra. Very strong teams in that qualifier. But now with the qualifiers going through Eastern Europe, it's going to be another very crazy scene. 4 hugely name brand teams currently in this, as well as some lower tier teams that have been making quite a bit of a showing. You have Team Nigma, Team Liquid, Tundra, OG, Viking, Brame, Spider Pigs, Hellbear Smashers being one of the, who knows, maybe they might come up and get you kind of scenario. Ghost Frogs, Bald Reborn, Into the Breach, No Bounty Hunter, Chicken Fighters, and Hippomantics. For those who can't see it, this is the Into the Breach right here. It's very easy to say that any of these like top 3 teams right here will make it. Obviously, a lot of people want OG to go in. It would be a weird international to see where OG is not physically there at their 3rd possible attempt at taking an international title. But I don't think the players of OG are entirely worried about that. And last but certainly not least, the Chinese region. We have Elephant, eHome, Phoenix, RNG, LBZS, Sparking, Aero Gaming, Aster Ares, Team Magma, CDEC, and Extreme Gaming. Now, I casted a lot of these guys in the qualifiers for Div 2, just quite casually, and this is going to be another very hype lineup overall. RNG, pretty good overall squad. It looks like they're going to be running the same group as they were in the qualifiers, being Felix, Flyby, DeStones, and Red Panda. LBZS still going to be running their same draft as well with Wishing, Irving, Cat U, QIX. And then SAG still going to be running the same group as well with MS7E, Sun Goku, September, and XAG. Ulu, Phoenix, Yuna, and Siamese still be running on Aster Ares. CDEC still going to be running their same draft too. And Extreme Gaming looks like still going to be running the same draft from their DPC qualifiers and DPC divisions. So overall, this is a very hype last bit of DPC action leading up into the international. I'm sure as soon as after this, you're going to be seeing a lot more international content after this coming out onto the big Dota 2 official channel. Now, speaking with all of this, though, there is one thing I do want to bring up. I want to do a workshop spotlight, quick little highlight deal. So I used to run a very fun series called Workshop Weekly, and it was a lot of effort to make. I'm only saying this because I'm probably still not going to make another Workshop Weekly video, but if you want to figure out where all these nice sets come from, and you want to be able to vote on these sets yourself, all you do is just go to the Steam community, then you go to Workshop, and then you put in Dota 2, and you go to Browse, and make sure that when you do so, you go into Browse, and you click on Items. After you do that, go to Most Recent, but you're going to also do Most Popular. Now, the problem with clicking on Most Popular is that sometimes it will put it to where sets that have already made it in will be on this front page. So, I always like to do Most Recent because it does show me everything else that I would like to see. Like, for instance, this wasn't here a second ago until I hit Most Recent, and now you have a new set that's in here. But this is one of the ways that you could support your workshop artists by going in yourself and voting for the sets. I used to make the Workshop Weekly videos having the link underneath it, but in this scenario, I'm just going to put the front page to the workshop video, or to the workshop page in the descriptions. That way, you can go and look at all these wonderful workshop sets yourself. Now, the last little bit that we are going to talk about today is that where is TI, or could it eventually be held, with the speculations of the Sweden possibility not happening? So my first immediate thought is just going to be Frankfurt. Like, Germany is very okay with having TI again. Or I say again. Yeah, no. I think there's been one there. It was a long time ago, though. I think that they would be perfectly fine having TI again. Again, like, the international is such a pinnacle to esports, like, overall, that I'm still immensely surprised that Sweden said no, that's not happening. Um, Next to that, I'd say they could even go back to Shanghai, but the Shanghai major wasn't really that good. No offense. And then, of course, there's always the chance of putting it in the WePlay arena, which we've saw how effective WePlay was able to handle both their major as well as other various events in the past, being like Mad Moon or the Valentine's Day one. WePlay is very capable in that department, and it would not be bad for me to, or for it's not bad to say that WePlay can definitely take care of that missing problem there. But really, that's actually all we really have for today. There's not really much else that we're going to talk about. Very short news video today, but overall, I have a lot of fun recording these. So, as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and favorite, subscribe, all that fun jazz that people always say near the end. As always, be kind to the new players of Dota 2. Obviously, this is going to go onto Reddit, so there's going to be the Reddit backlash of what I just said. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video as well as the news series so far. We're going to keep this going because I really like doing this. And the workshop page will be posted in the links in the chat below. It'll probably be the first thing after I say what topics we talked about in the description. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And this is Party PD signing off with more Dota 2 news. All right, now I'm signing off. Ooh, spooky. I know my mic's not muted. Don't worry, guys. Maybe we'll make some Dota gameplay videos soon. I doubt it. I doubt it. Let's see you next time.